Arie Huggerbrug, also known as Safari Arie, started in St. John's, Newfoundland on November 12, 2019. His mission? To bike the road less traveled. Today is just one pedal closer to the tip of Argentina.
Hey guys, Brandon McCaskill here. Welcome to the Safari Arie Road Show. We got Arie Huggerbrug here with us, and we're going to ask him how he's doing on his exciting bike ride of traveling across 24 different countries. And right now he's in Mexico City. Is that right? Is that where you are still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, still in Mexico.
How's things going so far?
All right. Yeah. Yeah. So actually, things are actually not too bad. It's been kind of a challenging month or two, just mentally and just with the future of the ride and this and that. So that being said, last time we spoke was Mexico City. I left. I'm just sort of referring to some notes because it's been a week or two. So I left Mexico City on October 23rd, and I made my way to Puebla City, and I was there for a few days, not too long, but I got there on the 25th, and now I'm currently in Cordoba. And I've been here since October 30th. So only about 350 kilometers in distance, maybe a little bit less. I've actually been here for a few days. I'm anxious to get going. I had some computer problems the last 2 days that just ate up basically an entire day between the last 2 days. Very frustrating, but it is what it is. And so I've actually changed my route a little bit. I was kind of forced to in Puebla. I kind of realized that my Mexican visa is due to expire in the first week of December. And originally my plan was to head to Oaxaca, which is basically considered probably the most beautiful part of Mexico. I've never been there, but I'm told it's the most beautiful part. And that's where I was headed. But I realized that if I go in that direction, that there's just no way to get out of Mexico in time for my visa to expire. And so in Puebla, this is when I realized that. And so I've kind of basically made a direct beeline to, or heading towards Chetumal, which is the city that borders Belize. So actually, I'm thinking that maybe, obviously, you'll edit this and show a map of where I've been. So then basically, last time we spoke was Mexico. I went to Puebla. I'm in Cordoba. And I'm headed basically straight across to Chetumal. And so I'm assuming that as I'm speaking right now, this is what will show up on our screen kind of deal. And that'll just show the new route.
Okay.
Anyways, that should put me in Belize in the first week of December. I actually got an Airbnb booking while I was in Puebla when I was deciding all this. And that booking is from December 21st to December 24th. So basically right now my plan is to arrive home at least by December 19th, which would give me a day to get my place organized for these guests. And then they'll be there for a few days. I'll probably camp somewhere on my farm, and then they'll leave on the 24th, which basically means I'll be in my house for Christmas. So this is probably the first prediction I've actually made since the bike ride started, is I will be in my house for Christmas Day, kind of deal. So that's more or less the plan. In the meantime, just kind of interest fact, just a few days ago coming into the city, I actually broke 25,000 kilometers pedaled.
Wow.
12,000 and a bit in Canada, almost 8 in the US, which that leaves 5,000 in Mexico. And then actually just sort of backtracking to my Mexican visa, I entered Mexico June 9, and basically you have 180 days to, or at least that's what my visa has, is 180 days to exit. And so entering June 9, like I said, that puts me in around December 5th to be out of the country by then. And I think that's more or less. Oh, and then, so we're November 3rd, probably won't speak for another week or so, but November 12th, coming in 9 days, is actually 2 years since my start date.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah, 2 years since my start date in 9 days, which is part of reflective of just the future of this ride and the fact that I've basically been 2 years out of my 3 years and I'm still actually only in Mexico.
Yeah.
But anyways, getting to Belize, I'm very, very anxious and very excited. That's basically what keeps me going while I'm pedaling most days, because Mexico's very, very busy, very, very noisy. And so while I'm pedaling down the highway, which is like the 401 in Canada or an interstate in the US, I daydream about arriving in the jungle where there's lots of peace and quiet and wildlife. And I think that's more or less about it on my end.
Awesome. So how does it feel to be 2 years in? Does it feel longer than that?
It's funny. There's days where it feels like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I've mentioned in the past, like I was a long haul truck driver for 6.5 years before the bike ride. And so basically for 6.5 years, virtually every single day was a new city, a new state, a new province, usually driving almost 1,000 kilometers a day on any given day. And so in many ways, I've been homeless for 8.5 years, more or less, 6.5 in the truck, 2 years on a bike. And so, that is also that fatigue, I'll call it, is wearing on me mentally.
Yeah.
And just with in Mexico, like I said, as we talked about in the past, Mexico has been nothing but an amazing experience with just tons of amazing stories. But it is a very busy and a very noisy country, and there's just so many people here. And, so basically I'm coming up on, 5 months more or less in Mexico. And really what I need actually is I need some peace and quiet. I need some nature.
Yeah.
And so I'm very anxious to get to Belize, actually very anxious. There'll be more. We'll talk about that more in the future as far as, the future of the bike ride, because that's the other aspect. Like I said, there is an aspect where, it's been mentioned, I didn't mean to get into this, but it's been mentioned how my bike ride is a journey, which it is in many ways. And, the problem is, and I'm actually doing a blog post on how to document, your bike ride or your adventure. In Mexico, for example, I have visited, I did a very rough count because there's so many, but I did a very rough count. I have visited 215 different churches and cathedrals. Now, maybe a third of them or a quarter of them, I've actually been able to take photos inside and out or whatever, but it's just I spend all day, every day editing photos and documenting this ride. I actually it's funny, you think, going on a bike ride and this and that, you would have this time to ponder this and think about this and that and reflect on this. And don't get me wrong, I do to a certain extent, but my life is literally just pure documenting kind of deal, unless I'm engaging with hosts kind of deal, which hasn't been too much recently. Obviously Mexico, there was a section where it was just bang, 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 just host after host and, people after people after people. And I meet lots of people. It's crazy. I get tons of the last couple of days coming into this town. Right. I got nothing but friendly honks and waves all day. People would stop for photos and this and that, which has all been great and everything.
Yeah.
But it's just either I'm dealing with people or I'm documenting. That's it. I get basically no peace and quiet, no time to reflect, no downtime. In many ways, I don't get a day off ever, because, if I had to, let's put it this way, if today was a day off for me, I'd be on the road getting further down the road because of how long it's taken me to get here.
You're brave.
So, what's that?
You get a break when you're on the bike.
But the thing is, though, is because of the traffic and everything, like I said, usually my days for the last couple of weeks, month or so, I just daydream about Belize and just what I want to do there and just the peace and quiet and nature. And so like I said, there's just a lot up in the air. But I'm actually kind of excited about what's going to happen in the future. I can't wait to arrive there. I can't wait to just pedal up to my house.
Maybe that's the break you need just to kind of figure everything out, just the peace and quiet. And Awesome.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Well, thank you, Ari, for the update. Appreciate you guys watching.
That went way longer than I thought.
No, it's all right. It's good to hear from you. Hope you're keeping well, staying safe, and we'll catch you in the next episode of the Safari Arie Road Show. Subscribe, comment, share this video. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.